Ed Schultz, the MSNBC host and radio host, I mean, he took off on unemployment and the Republican Party. Now, he's a rabid left-winger, but he occasionally surpasses himself. He did so last Friday on the Ed Schultz show, in which he talked about unemployment. And he says if we keep following Republicans, notice if we keep following Republicans, since we haven't for a very long time, the Democrats, I want to point out, have been in control of Congress for 4 years. This president has been in office now for over a year and a half. And still, left-wingers don't want to recognize that, yeah, they're responsible for what's going on. They're very good at snarky, vile, venomous, nasty attacks. Damned if they can make sense of anything when they actually have responsibility and accountability. Well, accountability, Ed Schultz, for all of those wonderful liberal friends of yours in office, is coming quickly on November 2nd. Well, listen to this. He says, well, if we keep following Republicans, we'll be in a soup line. He says that was my best impression of Ed Schultz. I didn't do very well, but anyway, he says we've got to help the unemployed out until the economy turns around, which is not in and of itself an unreasonable postulate. It's just the way he sort of dresses it up. Here he is.
The moral thing to do in this country right now is to make sure that these 4 million people are helped out endlessly until we turn this economy around. That's right. There shouldn't be any sunset.
Well, except for tax cuts. You can't have tax cuts. You wouldn't want the economy to actually recover and jobs start being created because, I mean, we're really more committed, aren't we, to just throwing a chicken at every pot? Hell, here's the pot. Here's the burner. I mean, this is such stupidity. This is so much fun. When I hear people talk like Ed did, and by the way, he's, I actually I find him amusing. But it's amusing right up to the point that you realize what he's saying is just what the Democratic leadership on Capitol Hill and this president are actually doing. I mean, they are talking about sunsetting those tax cuts, not reviving. They think that if they tax the hell out of everybody, that they will somehow resurrect the economy. Folks, I want to say to you right now, Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner is moronic in his assertions on macroeconomic policy. He clearly does not have any connection whatsoever to economic policy and consequences. He has no understanding of it, even though he sat around like a schoolboy watching his elders actually do things and make policy for a couple of decades. He seems to have learned nothing. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke says maintain the tax cuts, the Bush tax cuts of 2001, 2003. In comes little Timmy Geithner. Oh, no, please don't. We won't. We don't want those. We don't like them. I don't know why, but we just don't want them. Because my boss, I guess, told me. And he went to Marxist school or whatever, socialist school or Trotsky school. I don't know what school they all went to. My Lord. Think about it. Let's hear Ed Schultz again on endlessly helping out.
The moral thing to do in this country right now is to make sure that these 4 million people are helped out endlessly until we turn this economy around. That's right. There shouldn't be any sunset.
That's right. That's right. It's just a Candy Rock Mountain. And all of the money that we owe everybody doesn't really matter. Because there's basically no implicit suggestion there that we're going to ever emerge from this horrific fiscal debt that we have created in this country, $14 trillion, $7 trillion of trade debt, and never mind about that $100 trillion in unfunded liabilities. Don't worry about that. Because right now, just when the economy is showing some life, the markets are sparking a bit. Nothing like a sparky market, I always say. And for these fools to start talking about raising taxes. Hell, why stop there? Let's add some new ones, shall we? Just really load it up.